This is it. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another season.
Whoa. It's a new season.
It's a new season, season 3. So all you haters that were commenting on our Instagram saying we would never be back.
How dare you?
And that we're not good enough. Look at us now.
Look at us now.
That's all I gotta say.
And we love you so much that on the very first episode of season 3, we have a special guest.
Wow. There should
Lauren.
be like applause in the back.
Yay!
Oh, yeah. Lauren Brasesco!
Wow. Lauren.
Wow. Lauren is a friend. She's a pretty cool person. She works at our church. She also does like 5 million other jobs. So we're going to find out about that because today's episode's about career. But before we get into that,
Yeah.
we got to do...
Pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes. Hold up. Can't go that fast. Let's chillax for a second. Skirt into scale 1 to 10, Lauren. How are you today?
I'm gonna go with a solid 6.
Good one.
Like I feel pretty mentally, emotionally good.
Okay.
But I have this gnarly sinus infection.
Ooh.
That's foul.
So
Has that
So
been
sorry.
lasting for a while?
yeah, it's been like 6 weeks.
Whoa.
Broski.
Have you done like that kettle or was that the
no,
nettle?
I
nettle
cannot
pot?
stand anything in my nose.
But what about the thing where you just like lean over the pot of boiling water with a towel over your head and you just go
Yeah.
and you let it all stream out?
I think if I did that earlier, I wouldn't be here. Like,
Got it.
but because I didn't take care of it earlier on.
Did you go to the doctor?
No, because I don't like to take time to
Right.
do,
To take care of yourself?
you know,
Yeah.
take care of myself.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, I
What
love
are you
that.
gonna do? Anyway.
What are you going to do?
I don't love that.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
Take
We
time
don't.
for
No.
myself.
No, we know. It's called sarcasm. Just kidding.
Bro, I know what sarcasm is.
Well,
Just kidding. I'm sorry. That
Haley,
was way too aggressive.
you know what? I think we
bad,
need to
G.
check in with you. How are you today?
Hey, we should. I probably a 7.
I
Okay.
have a 7.
I 7.
I 7? like Battleship.
I'm trying to think. This week it was just a week, you know?
Okay.
Can't complain.
Yeah.
But I'm here. So. What about you, Breezer?
I'd say about an 8.
Well,
I'm feeling excited for things coming up and happy that Lauren's here. And last night I did not go to bed on time, so I was like, it was a rough morning.
Yeah.
But I had my coffee, had some food. Thanks, Hailey. So now I'm ready for the day.
We're 6, 7, 8, like that joke. Cause 6,
No.
7, 8.
No, it's 7, 8, 9.
Oh my god.
so almost like the joke, but not quite.
What did I think
Just
it
one
was?
number.
You thought it was
You were
6,
close.
7, 8, but it was 7, 8, 9.
Uh-huh.
It was very close. One number off, might I add.
Oh.
I feel like that should be the new thing. Because 6, 7, 8.
Because 6, 7, 8?
Why was what are the numbers? Why was
Why was 6? No,
Oh,
why was 7?
6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9.
Oh, so
so why was 5
Five
afraid of 6?
six,
Because
because
6, 8, 7.
Oh, because
Oh.
7, 8.
6, 7, 8. Oh, that
No,
it doesn't work.
I think it's good.
Well,
I
guys,
think it's good. I think
happy Tuesday. Haley, what's our question of the week?
Well, thanks for asking. Let me get it. The question of the week is, so we'll start off with Lauren.
Okay.
This is
So Lauren is answering this for me.
yes.
Okay.
So, if someone told you that they saw Brie arguing with a stranger on the street, what would you immediately assume Brie was arguing with him about?
Ooh.
I'm thinking someone saw Brie and said, redheads don't have souls.
Oh man.
And you think I attacked them?
And I think that you verbally assaulted them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Wow.
Brie, you can't verbally
That's what happens when you assault my people.
Yeah.
your people.
Your
Yeah.
people.
The
Right.
Would you
RAJ,
say you
the
associate
Redheads
those people?
Association.
Like that's like your...
Yeah, when I see a redhead, I'm like, homie.
Really? Is it just like those Jeep waves that people do, but it's just like with redheads?
Yeah,
Jeep-
redheads-
Oh,
Like
it's
a-
like the Jeep ducks.
Yeah. Except we don't wear, or hold ducks. But,
Yeah.
yes.
Interesting. So it's just like a...
So it's like, yeah.
But
That's valid.
you would verbally assault someone,
Okay.
right?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. For sure. It was very Christ-like of me. I love that.
Yeah. My bad. Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. Okay, who am I answering for?
You're answering for me.
Oh.
If someone told you they saw Hailey arguing with a stranger on the street, what would you immediately assume Hailey was arguing with them about?
I think that somebody, so like either me or like your sister or like somebody came up and like was like, you're the worst person, like something like that. Like someone was attacking you. And
That's
you were
hostile.
like, get the heck out of here. Like,
So you came up to me and you were...
no. Like some stranger came up and like either like shoulder checked one of us or like bumped him and you
got
and
it,
you were
got
like,
it, got it.
what the F dog? That's literally what you would say.
That's
is,
hostile.
what the F dog?
What the F dog?
And then the stranger was like a little aggressive and was like, you want to go, bro? And you were like, yeah, I do want to go. Why you checking my friend? And he was like, okay, let's go. And you were like, all right, bet. And that's what happened.
I love the slang in there.
That
Yo,
is-
dog, what you doing here? Slay.
Slay.
No, yeah, that definitely sounds, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Don't mess with my friends.
Okay, Hailey for Lauren, right?
Yes. If someone told me that they saw Lauren arguing with a stranger on the street, what would I immediately assume Lauren was arguing with them about?
Wow.
Imagine the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Brie. Lauren's walking down the street. Brie's not there. Brie,
Oh, I'm not.
no,
cool
you
enough.
can't
Yeah.
be there.
Okay.
It's just Lauren. Lauren's walking down the street, and she's going, and then these two people are walking, and she passes them, and she hears one of them say, "Man, I hate jazz.
Oh.
People who like jazz suck." And Lauren like does like a and says, "What'd you say?"
What'd you say?
And then all of a sudden it's
a
a
full-on
fight in the
brawl.
street, a full on brawl.
I really feel like I'd scat. I'd be like,
And,
they'd
they'd
be
be
like-
and then they'd punch you because they hate jazz so much. And they'd be like, shucks, man.
She likes jazz. Not jazz.
What, the jazz music?
Anything but jazz.
Anything but
jazz is not dead. I don't care what anyone says.
I love that. We're going to learn more about that this episode.
Yes, we are.
But right now, Lauren, we are going to spend the next few minutes learning about Lauren because you guys might not know Lauren.
That's true.
That's
I'm
true.
Lauren.
Hi, this is Lauren. So Lauren, we want to know about you. First, little background. So Lauren goes to our church. Lauren does worship leading at our church. I'm trying to remember do you remember your first impression of Lauren? Like meeting Lauren first? Because I think it was probably either at Young
I
Adults.
think it was at Young Adults.
I think Hailey and I's like first really real impression was at winter camp.
Mm.
I mean, obviously we
right.
met before then.
Yeah, but that was
the
our first,
Last
we
winter
were
camp or 2 winter camps ago?
2 winter
two
camps
winter
ago.
camps ago.
Yes.
And then I feel like
'cause
our
Lauren was
first-
in my cabin and she's like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I was like, who's this girl? No, I feel like our first like real interaction was when you came to Six Flags for my birthday.
"Oh my gosh."
Oh my goodness, I totally.
get invited.
I didn't know
about
you.
it.
Yeah, it was a surprise for Lauren.
That's a good one.
Lauren
Surprise.
and 2 of our other friends went, and I did not know you that much, but I was like, let's go celebrate.
Let's go to Six Flags.
So,
it was a good time.
That was a fun time.
That's fun.
Yeah, totally. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's like 2021. 2020? 2021.
2021.
Wow.
Wow.
Anyways, so that's a little bit of like how we know Lauren. So Lauren, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are, your family, like what do you do, fun things, fun facts, that kind of
Okay.
thing.
Well, I'm Lauren. In case you didn't get that yet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Who is Lauren? She's having an identity
Suddenly
crisis.
convinced that I don't do anything.
That's false.
I went to APU.
Yep.
I graduated with a degree in music business and pre-law. I work at the church for comm and worship. I work at APU as the legal intern, which is fun.
Wild.
And then I work for a large royalty council
Okay.
doing contract reviewing.
Hmm.
And then I just got a new job yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm just counting the jobs.
Fourth job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Managing an artist. So
Are you allowed to say what artist?
Yes, it's this little. It's called Fairfield. It's this like artist collective. I used to manage another band, and 2 of them have become this new thing. And so.
And that's kind of what you want to do, right? Is like managing artists with law, or
not really. I'm more I'm.
Don't die.
Sorry.
Drink your water. The sinus infection is coming up.
Yeah.
Oh no. Anyways.
He's spilled.
No, that's okay.
I don't think managing is ultimately what I want to do. I do it more because I love them and I love, having my foot in the music industry for the time being, because that's ultimately what like the goal is.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I want to support, what they're doing, and they're incredible, talented writers.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's awesome. And you're thinking about, or you are going to be going to law school soon.
Yes, I applied like a week ago.
Wow. Wild.
So applications are submitted, and now either I get in or I die.
Oh. I love those 2 options.
Yeah.
That's the only
It's one or the other.
Tell us a little bit about why you're into law, like why you want to do that career.
Yeah, so
Schooling.
My stepdad, growing up, my first stepdad, was an attorney, and he was super, encouraging to me. He was one of my best friends that I had at that age, and he used to bring me to his like little law office, and I used to he used to talk to me about all his cases and stuff, and so I just like kind of had this love for the legal field. And then when he passed away, I think an element of me took it upon myself to say like, I'm gonna honor him by doing this. Which I don't necessarily recommend is like always the best path.
Sure.
But what happened for me ultimately was I realized that was a passion of mine, and then I ultimately ended up taking my other passion and saying like, oh, there's a way I can do these together. And so that's where like the law came in, is I'm able to do music and law in like an entertainment law sort of environment. Okay. And so that's kind of the flow.
When do you think that you realized that you were passionate about that?
2020 over COVID, because when my stepdad passed away, I kind of said, this is what I want to do for like a year or 2 years or something. And then I kind of said like, all right, now let's figure out what I like really want to do.
Yeah.
And it went away for a while. But then it kind of just like all of a sudden came back over 2020 when I went home and spent time with my family and like was looking over, old memories, and then started reading some old books that he had that I was like, oh wow, I'm not an avid reader. I don't love reading, but for some reason I just cannot put a book down about just honestly any legal topic. I love constitutional law. Like I love talking about like the fundamental freedoms and stuff like that. And so I don't know. I just find it so interesting, and so I think that interest stemmed into like a little passion thing.
That's really cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So law and music, what is the career you want to do with that, like more specifically?
So I want to be in entertainment law, which is essentially the legal fields that is within the music business or the entertainment business. And so I think a goal would be working for some, I don't know, Universal, Warner, Sony Music, just like as an in-house attorney or as a general counsel. And so I think that's ultimately the goal for now. I think at some point far in the future, when my career is a little bit taken off and when I know enough people and when I'm able to kind of work off my connections, I think it'd be really cool to do entertainment litigation, which is, did you ever hear about that, like, Ed Sheeran case?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like got sued.
That attorney. So he got sued, and it was this whole thing, which was
not good.
DUMB done.
But he won.
He won because he should.
Yeah.
It essentially got sued by James Brown's like estate, and they said, "Oh, your song Thinking Out Loud is too similar to, one of James Brown's songs."
Got it.
And he basically sat on the stand and was like, "You can't like signify, like you can't say that two songs are like essentially like you can't measure that in a way where like you're still allowing an artist to be creative. Like yes, a song a lot of times like has elements from other songs because that's, you know, how people learn is by like from listening to music.
Yeah.
So that attorney is that like kind of represents them in court is a litigator, and so in entertainment litigation it would be like the ultimate practice, hopefully, of like being like for artists and like for creative freedom. And so I think that's ultimately a goal.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Wow. That'd be really cool.
The Lord takes me.
Yeah. That's true. Love that. So, okay, we've learned a little bit about Lauren's career. We'll keep talking about that. But I think today's episode overall is kind of about, okay, high school. You have to choose a major in college. That major, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on like, okay, that major, that's going to decide the rest of your life kind of. And how there's so much pressure on like as when you're in your early 20s, choosing a career that's going to fit you for the rest of your life. Or that's what the stigma is, or what a lot of the pressure is like choosing that career. So we kind of want to talk about, okay, is that pressure still real for people today? Because we were in high school a little whiles ago. B, like, how do you, like, is that a true statement that you do need to choose a career that's going to suit you for the rest of your life? And kind of talking about, like, career and the pressure to choose that, and versus calling and hobby and, like, what God wants you to do with your life. Yeah. So I think to kind of start us off, I think there is a difference between your hobby, and sometimes your calling and your career line up, but sometimes they don't. So Lauren, I kind of want to ask you, because you do like worship, you do a lot of other things. What do you think, do you think your calling in life lines up with your career? Do you think they're separate, intertwined? What do you think?
I think they're intertwined. I think that my calling truly is like to lead worship. But I also am a huge proponent of, specifically in the music industry, like if you try to be like that's your full job, is like essentially performing or leading worship, like it might not be sustainable to some degree, and also it can lead to burnout. And I love singing and I love leading worship, but I think I hopefully will never get to the point where I'm like burned out from it to a degree where I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah. And so that's why like I think I've done a pretty good job so far in separating like my desire and hopes and passions lie in like entertainment law and like the legal field, but I'm called to lead worship, and so I'm hope that that's something I always do throughout my life, is like no matter where I am, whether it's at Grace or whether I moved to Nashville and practice law there, or like just always getting plugged into a church and like leading worship, because I do feel like that's what I'm called to do. Yeah,
I like that. What about you, Hailey? Do you think like your calling and your career are intertwined and mashed, or
no?
Okay. Well, why?
I don't really know what my calling is specifically. Yeah. I mean, I feel like kind of, maybe a little bit. I don't know. Life's wild. I feel like God called me to serve and to be with high school students, and that's what I've continued to do. Yeah. So like right now, I guess technically it aligns just because I work at a school, but I work at a public school, so it's one of those where it's like I'm not going around telling kids about Jesus unless like they're asking me. Right. Which is very rare because it's public school. But yeah, I don't know. Life is wild. What about you?
So I think I've struggled with this for a long time, because I'm like, I think I put more pressure on, okay, what is God calling me to? Like, I need to figure that out now so that I can be on the right path.
Yeah.
I feel like throughout my life, God is like, you need to take less pressure off of figuring out my will because I'm going to show you it, like, as your life opens up. And I think one thing he's showed me is, like, my calling is people and, like, relationships with people. And whatever career I'm in, there's always going to be people. Mm-hmm. So, like, my career right now is definitely, like, the job that I'm doing, like, that's not really my calling. But I think the people in that job and the people, you know, I'm becoming friends with, like, that's my calling, is to, like, be friends with them and to, like, form relationships. And even outside of that, like, with church and stuff, like, that's, I think God calls us to relationship. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure, like, down the line, there's more that he'll teach me about, like, what he's created me for. But I think just continuing to have peace of, like, there's, like, taking that pressure off of, like, okay, this is what you're going to do for the rest of your life, and this is your life's purpose. Mm-hmm. And instead, like, no, your purpose is, like, found in Jesus and not in, like, the career you're going to do, or like, even if relationships fail, like, that's not it either. That's just steps along the way.
Yeah, and I feel like there's this incorrect assumption that God's calling is going to be a career path.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I don't think that's always it. Like, sometimes a calling is, like, leading high school doesn't have to be a career. Like, people is not a career, but it's like, I'm called to lead worship. That doesn't mean I'm called to lead worship in the context of working at a church in worship, but it's like, oh, like, I'm called to lead people in worship in whatever capacity that is. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember my senior year of high school, feeling so bad because I felt like God wasn't talking to me or, like, telling me directly what school I went to. And I remember praying, like, God, like, just tell me where to go. Just tell me where to go. And the whole time I was praying, I feel like he was telling me, don't go to APU, which is where I ended up. And it's just interesting how, like, God uses different people in your life to, like, open up that calling. Because what ended up happening is my grandparents were like, no, like, God told me, like, this is where he wants you.
Wow.
And being like, what the frick? Like, hello? Like, you're not going to talk to me? And I think I've kind of mentioned this on the podcast before, but just that, like, okay, holding it with open hands and kind of developing that, like, talking with God. And yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Juicy times.
Juicy. Yeah. Sorry.
Moving more into career, I guess. With like taking that pressure off of, like, choosing a career for the rest of your life, do you think it is possible to make career switches in your life?
Yeah. I changed my major in college 9 times.
Oh 9 times? Stop. 9 times?
Yeah. I came in as, like, performance. Music performance, which is like catered toward, like, you know, being an artist or being a, like, you know, musician full time, or being a background vocalist on a tour or something. And then I realized pretty quickly, like, this is not what I want to do. And then I was like, I'm going to be a teacher. And then I added a major, and then I added a minor, and then I dropped the minor and added a different major. And then I didn't settle on what I currently graduated on until the fall semester of my senior year. And of course I did 5 years because I changed, but I don't know. I think it's totally possible to change your path. I don't think anyone's set in this specific path. No one's locked in. Yeah.
I think the thing I struggle with is, like, okay, say I stay in aerospace finance till I'm 35, and say I want to make the switch to social media marketing, which really has not much to do with finance. Like, am I going to be able, I think that's what is in my head is, like, so hard, is like, well, I have all these different things I want to do. Is it realistic to be, because at that point when I'm 35, I'm probably making a little bit more money than I am now.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And it would be harder to make that same amount of money in marketing kind of thing. So I think in my head, I'm like, okay, keep my options open, which is like podcast, that's marketing. So I still have a little bit of experience in that. So like kind of keeping options open and not focusing on one field.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the show Younger?
No.
It's a show on Hulu or on something. And it's about this woman who is like sitcom style, but she like is like 40 and was in publishing and has like takes 15 years off of her career to raise her child and then tries to go back, and they're like, no, you have too much of an age gap, or like you don't have relevant experience in the last 15 years. And so she pretends to be 26 or something.
Oh my gosh.
To like pretend like she's fresh out of college. And it basically is
That's
this whole
amazing.
story of like, look how much this woman did, even though she like doesn't have the experience that's relevant or recent. And I just feel like it was a problematic show in a lot of ways. But it just like, it was a good reminder of like, yeah, like who says that just because you don't have that experience recently, first of all, who says that just because you don't have that experience doesn't mean like you can't get it?
Yeah, that's true.
And then also you can't like self-start at like a later time in life. I don't know. I'm a huge proponent of you can do what you set your mind to.
Yeah.
So if that means you say, okay, no one will hire me, so I'm going to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to start my own business.
Love that.
Then, you know, maybe you're 35 and you're more financially stable and in a place to do that.
That's very true.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do, well, it has very small to do with what we're talking about. But have you guys been watching The Golden Bachelor?
No, I want to, though.
I've seen bits and
You
pieces.
guys haven't watched it? It's the most wholesome. Well, okay,
Is it?
that's not true. But
Is
compared to the other Bachelor off-brand shows, it's the most
Off-brand.
wholesome of the Bachelors, and it makes me so happy because I feel like there's so much ageism in our world where like, oh, you reach a certain age and you're done. Like there's no more, you can't switch careers. You're done with like your love life. Like, but I feel like this show is really showing like, okay, when you're 60, when you're 70, you still have potentially, you know, if you're lucky, like 20, 30 years, possibly.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe you have like 5, but still, that's still like 5 years.
Don't tell the people on
Don't
there.
say that. My dad's 73. So
Yeah.
Wow, you should feel
Okay.
terrible.
I do feel terrible. I know people that are
I'm
older.
actually going to go. So.
Okay. But you know what I mean? Like, but I think people are like, you guys still have so much life left, and like, you still have like, you can change your whole career. You can change.
No, yeah, I do
your
think
attitude.
that's true. Where like a lot of people are like, oh, they should have already been established in their career and like retired and like living their best life in the Bahamas, or like they should be
Sounds
married
amazing.
for like celebrating their like 50th wedding anniversary or something like that. So when it's not this like cookie cutter picture perfect image, people are like, oh, like that's too late, like sorry, that sucks. Like that's what I feel like people have. But you're right, like there is still, like I think you're never too old to do what you want to do. Like I'm a firm believer of like you only get one life on this earth, might as well make the best of it.
Yeah.
So when you're saying like, oh, like if I'm 35 and I want to switch up my career, if that's what you want to do, I think go for it.
I agree.
I mean, yeah, money may be a little bit of an obstacle, but I feel like if it's something that you really wanted to do, like you can make it work.
True.
I agree.
Yeah.
And there's another, not to reference all the different shows, but
No, I love this.
there's a movie called The Intern.
Oh,
with
yes.
With Robert
And
De Niro
Anne
and
Hathaway?
Anne
Yes,
Hathaway.
that's a good one.
That's a great example, again, of like, I think he did it just because he wanted to. And
Yeah.
was like, I'm bored. But it's like, yeah, getting back into a field of something at an older age. Or even Chandler Bing in Friends when he transitions
So
careers.
true.
Wow.
And he does an internship.
Yeah.
Good job,
You know,
Chandler.
big proponent of internships. I think I've done like 12.
I love this. I don't know where this whole pressure or like thing of like, oh, you got to choose a career for the, like, do you think that's real? Like, did you feel that pressure?
Huh.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it's like a societal pressure
Yeah.
of like, okay, if you're not going to go to college, what trade are you going to do? If you're not going to do like school for a trade, like what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all about do, I feel like, and go. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
What a time.
What a time. Okay, so we've talked about career. We've talked about calling. Well, you know what we haven't really talked about? The difference between calling and hobby. Because we've talked about the difference between career and calling and how those can intertwine. How do hobbies, can hobbies be a part of calling? Okay, Lauren, what are some of your hobbies that you wouldn't necessarily count as career?
I mean, I like to hike.
Okay.
I like to sing jazz.
Yeah.
I like to play jazz.
She does sing jazz.
I like to say that I like to create pottery and stuff. I get to do it maybe once every 16 years, but that was a joke.
You're coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming up.
I'm actually 63.
Whoa.
But
oh, she looks right.
She does look great. She does look great. Do you think I have a lot of hobbies that I am passionate about. I would say I'm less passionate about, the actual work I'm doing, more passionate about the people. How do passions fit in with hobbies?
I think you have to have a passion for whatever hobby you're doing, or else it wouldn't be a hobby.
That's very true.
Word.
That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
Ditto.
What Hailey says goes, and I think that's
not it.
no, but I think you're right.
I think God can honor a hobby, and a hobby can create something that is alignment with your calling. I sing jazz and it's a hobby and I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not my calling to sing jazz, but I do think it is honoring to God in a way because, when they see me on stage at a jazz club and then come, say hi to me after and talk to me, I have the opportunity to be a person that makes them wonder oh, why is she so caring and loving? I don't know.
I think God gives us talents and things that make us, that allow us to have certain hobbies, and he wouldn't, create us with those passions or talents if he didn't want us to enjoy them or.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a word.
Word! Guys, I think we've gotten through all the topics about career and stuff.
Lit.
Which means it is POV tiempo. So, Lauren, being our special guest, would you like to kick us off with your POV? Have you decided on a POV? I know you were debating. I think you should go with the controversial one.
Okay.
It's quite juicy.
It is quite juicy.
Okay, my POV is that I think cat people don't deserve rights.
Uh-huh.
No rights.
No rights.
Rights revoked.
Can they vote? No. They're going to vote for a cat. You know what I mean? Can they buy a home? No, they're going to buy a cat.
This is hilarious.
What if you're married to a cat person?
Rights revoked.
Rights revoked.
You marry into that. The train's agreeing with you.
Yeah, the train said, rights revoked.
Right to go on a train? No. You're just going to bring your cat.
So what do? They just don't do anything. They just stay at home?
They stay at home.
No job.
No
passions.
Okay, in a less serious way, I think that they can't be trusted.
Okay.
Because here's the thing.
Okay.
Your puppy, your dog, they have so much heart. And they just desire to love you. A cat is too independent.
Okay. Yeah. For sure.
You're
gonna have to fight a lot of people. I just hope you're prepared for that. Okay.
I am armed with the armor of God.
Oh, the armor of God is behind the statement now. I love that. Okay.
God actually said.
God called me and talked to me in my sleep, and he told me,
man and woman, right?
And then dogs.
And then dogs.
No cats.
And then cats were some
off-brand
spawn of some
snake,
snake or something. Of the snake.
Oh.
Anyway,
we can't be going around spreading these rumors.
We can't POV. And with that note, Hailey, what's your POV?
All right, Bree's heard this because we were literally together, and I was like, "This is a great POV."
You gotta write this down.
So my POV is, and I've got stuff to back it up because I think it's that good. I personally think that the perfect second date is a full day at Disneyland. Hear me out before you get that look on your face.
Okay.
Hear me out. So the first date, you're with somebody, right? You're just getting to know like a little bit about them, blah, blah, blah. Like, what's your favorite color?
Make sure they're not a psychopath.
Yeah,
right?
make sure they're not going to like come to your house and follow you and kill you, right? But you're learning their favorite color, their mom's name, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Garbage. Useless information. Then, second date, we're just going to spend the whole day at Disneyland. You know why? Because it's so crowded. You're going to learn about how they interact with people, their patience level, how they react in certain situations, whether that be like, oh my gosh, let's go on this ride, blah, 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 and the ride shut down. How do they react? Are they literally cussing out the crew member? Yeah, or are they just like, go with the flow, let's figure it out, no worries, let's just do something else. You're also going to figure out that they're crazy because of what they eat.
Oh, yeah. Anyone who gets one of those, like, turkey legs.
Right?
Bye.
I feel like there's a lot, like, after a full day at Disneyland with this person, obviously, like, you have to like them enough, like, you would like them enough to go on a second date. Or, like, this could be second or third date, you know? But I still feel like a lot of things you could check off, like, on a list after a full day at Disneyland to be like, do I want to continue seeing this person or not?
I just feel like second date is early only because it's still in the phase where you're, like, awkwardly, like, how do I fill time and space? And so,
fifth date.
if you're, like, in line with someone.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time to talk about stuff, though.
Yeah. But that's true. I agree.
I think you really have to like this person.
It has to, it definitely has to
it's
depend
like
on the
date
connection.
with someone who you're like, this is my soulmate.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Or maybe not soulmate, because I don't know if I...
All right. I still think, I guess it depending on the person, depends on where it would fall date-wise.
My question is, who's paying?
I think you buy your own ticket.
Yeah, you buy your own ticket.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay, I could get down with that.
Yeah.
I could get all jiggy with that.
I could get jiggy with that. For sure.
Make him buy his ticket.
Him, he's buying my ticket.
I mean, I think if he's rich, why not? Like, then, like, $200, that's nothing for him.
Hey, I know we just met, but since you're rich...
Disneyland?
Because you're rich, can we go to Disneyland and then...
Obviously, money would not be an object in this scenario.
Right.
But I'm just saying.
In the perfect world.
Okay.
The perfect scenario would be you guys both already have season passes.
That would be the perfect scenario.
But...
I renewed my season pass.
You did?
Are you going to?
Before prices went up?
Nice.
That was good.
Are you going to?
I don't know.
We'll
see once December
POV,
comes.
Hailey's going to renew her Disneyland pass.
I love that.
Oh, brother. All right, Brie.
Yeah.
What is your POV of season 3, episode 1?
So, this is a very weird, out-of-pocket, kind of very random. I don't even know if you guys know who these people are. I know you know who one of these people are. Do you know who Rydell Lynch is?
Yes.
She's,
I
okay. Do you know who,
I follow
obviously you know who Jamie Lynn Spears is.
Yeah.
She was on Dancing with the Stars this season. She got voted out very early.
Yeah, she did.
They are the same person. They look the same.
Alike.
They act the same, but they both have the same, like, crazy personality. And
I feel like Jamie Spears is a little bit more crazier than Rydell.
Yeah. She, like, went and...
okay, but
She, like, backstabbed her sister.
yeah, but now she's fine, right?
When did she
Now.
backstab her sister?
She's been, like, riding off of Britney Spears for forever, I thought.
But
I
she was
don't
in
remember.
Zoe 101. She had
probably.
her own fame.
Yeah, but then
That only lasts for so long. She was only on Zoe 101
What did
for
she
a
do to
tiny
Britney?
t- What did she do to Britney?
Yeah, what did she do?
I thought her and her dad, like, lived off of Britney's money because...
Oh.
That's tough.
How
of
do you
the
think
conservatorship?
Jamie Lynn Spears has all this money to do all these things?
Did you guys see the Zoe 101 movie?
This
No.
is Zoe
It's
101.
horrible.
Oh.
Don't watch it.
The reboot.
Is it new?
Yeah, it's like a new movie. It's horrible.
That's a yikes. That's probably why she got voted off so early, because everybody hated her. Because she was actually pretty good.
I don't think a lot of people like her.
Okay, well, not in likeness, because I think that a lot of people like Rydell Lynch.
Yeah, she seems nice.
Rydell does seem nice.
Yeah.
But they seem like, from surface level,
They do look
they
a lot
seem
alike.
like the same
Yeah.
person. They look alike.
Also, why does Rydell keep on popping these kids out?
Dude, that's insane.
Have
She
you
has
seen them?
had 3 kids in like 3 years.
One time, yeah, I definitely was like, after I think she announced that she was pregnant with the third, I definitely went on her Instagram and was like looking
Counting.
and I literally like was so meticulous, and I was like, all right, this is when the first baby was born. This was the second baby. And I was like calculating. I was like, this is how many months, and then like she had this baby this many months after this one. And then that means that she had to get pregnant. It was just like, homegirl was running back to
Popping 'em
back.
out.
They're all Irish twins with each other. Every single baby.
Probably at this point.
Irish. Redhead.
Oh, I don't have an Irish twin, so tragic.
That's fine.
Anyways, that's our POVs.
Got it.
This is concluding the end of episode 1,
This is concluding.
season 3 of POV. Lauren, thank you so much for kicking off this season with us.
Thank you.
For having me.
We enjoyed talking with you. We enjoyed laughing with you.
Oh,
We didn't cry, so
We didn't.
sorry.
Crying
Dang
for
it.
weak people.
I'll do better next time.
thank you. Just kidding. Anyways, thanks for being here. We love it.
Yeah, we do.
And we'll see you in a week, next Tuesday.